85 kilograms, but she now faces a new battle.
Her name is Codie McGovern. She wants surgery to remove all the excess skin that was left behind, but she's been told it'll leave her $100,000 out of pocket.
Codie McGovern lost more than half her body weight. Now she's set to lose her savings.
So all up, I was looking at $100,000 to have a normal body.
The 29-year-old has lost more than 85 kilos, the equivalent of an adult man.
I've lost more weight than my current body weight.
7 years ago, she weighed close to 170 kilos. After a combination of bariatric surgery, eating healthy and hitting the gym, she thought the hard part was over.
So what's really interesting about losing the weight is that you expect to have this before and after and that everything's all hunky-dory, right? It turned out I was only halfway.
She's now stuck with 12 kilos of excess skin.
The excess skin impacts me on ways I didn't even fully understand because you make so many adjustments for yourself. But this happens to me physically, right? So whether that's me coming to the gym and I'm trying to do a burpee and my skin falls out, or I do a jump, my skin claps under my arm. But even trying to buy clothes and feel like a normal person, not too long ago, I was already hindered by what I could wear. I was so limited in my shops, and I have that problem now.
Tired of carrying the heavy burden literally on her back, she booked in with a surgeon.
Once he said, "It's all been done, you have done absolutely everything you can, it's over to me, you can't do anything else," that was the most validated I have ever felt, right?
But the joy was short-lived.
And then I was able to go out into the reception where I was getting a quote read out to me for the procedures I just mentioned. And for stage 1, it was probably about $40,000 for the surgeon and then an additional $13,000 for the anaesthetist. And then stage 2 was closer to $30,000 and $10,000.
Her Medicare rebate?
About $2,500. I make a bit of a joke that they paid for my surgeon's tea break, but that's part of the problem, right? So I've been deemed medically necessary and I still don't have help. I'd already signed up to Gold Private Health, which already cost me, approximately $150 a fortnight, but I thought I might have been out of pocket 20 grand or so, but it was a complete surprise that they don't cover any of that. It's just the hospital.
For Codie, the surgery goes beyond the cosmetic. Her condition causing her shooting pain in the neck, back and hips, making it hard to sleep. A much cheaper option, the public system. But there was a wait. At least a year for a consultation and many more before she could actually go under the knife. Codie says that's too long.
That is what impacts me every single day. And I might have to remortgage the house.
And she's not alone. Dr. Morgan, how common is it that we see patients looking at over $100,000 in gaps paying for these kind of surgeries?
Well, out-of-pocket expenses, unfortunately, are a pretty common occurrence in the private health sector at the moment, and there are lots of reasons for that. It's mostly to do with the fact that the rebates for private health and Medicare have not kept pace with the cost of actually running a practice, and people often look the fact that surgeons, like all other small business owners, are running a business, and those fees are not just going into the surgeon's pocket.
What can the government do you think, in your opinion, to make this surgery more accessible?
So we have always advocated for this type of surgery to be available in the public sector. It is simply a continuation of their care through the weight loss journey. If they've had the operation to allow them to lose weight, then they should be able to have the operation to get rid of the excess skin. And that really lies at the feet of government to try and increase funding.
Not sharing this